Radio, V81 Radio. V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. In South Manila, this is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino, basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan, kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio. V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio. V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, this station, the management, and the network. Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, Visibility, Representation, and Empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride!
Hello again, happy Pride. So welcome to a new season of Pride and Proud Asia, where we put a spotlight on LGBT leadership and inspiring stories in business and beyond. I'm your host, your equality advocate, your partner in LGBT business. Your traveling smartpreneur, Joe Solis here. So this online show is presented by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce in partnership with V81 Radio Manila. In Pride and Proud Asia, we wish to share stories that will make you see us more, hear us more, and love us more. Kaya samahan niyo na naman kami. Very exciting yung topic natin kasi regional. So meron tayo from Zamboanga, meron tayong Laguna, and definitely from Bulacan. Tapos lahat ng mga, yung topic kasi natin is going back to our roots, particularly to the provinces. And the opportunities, lalo na ngayon, di ba? We have learned the benefits and probably the opportunities of going back closest to our homes, mga provinces. So to our listeners and viewers, again, I'm part of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, so it's an opportune time for us to present this radio program as we strengthen our goal of amplifying voices of the LGBT business community. So we focus on developing an inclusive workplace environment, championing leadership of the LGBT community, and sharing of best practices across industries and geographic boundaries. So, masyadong malalim yung mga mga objectives, but definitely as we go through the topics, maganda makita natin at makilala pa yung mga business and mga investors, lalo na from the LGBT community, on how are we doing so far, lalo na sa mga kanya-kanya naming communities. So, before, siguro pangalawang episode ko na to, we miss Angel, no? Nagsosolo na naman ako dito. Kasi marami tayong mga ginagawa. So, but I wanted to greet Angel there sa bandang part siya na she's celebrating with the San Beda. So hello po sa inyo lahat. And our friends naman from the ATAP, hello din as they are actually now traveling in Singapore. Sila Miss Marsha, mga friends natin. And then, by the way guys, para ma-discover natin yung mga updates. So we will go now to the Rainbow News. Yan, yung ating first topic. Ayan, Singapore to decriminalize gay sex. So I think this is the most opportune time kasi for the past few weeks, no, if you lalo na yun lagi kayo nag-review nito o nag-watch ng ating Pride and Proud Asia, we have seen the developments of the Asian countries on how they are now embracing inclusivity, particularly for the LGBT plus community. So yung kagandahan kasi nito, they are now opening their, lalo na sa legislations. Kasi why? Because definitely they're boosting the tourism right now. Siguro one of the good things about what we're doing is that yung mga gantong times, we wanted to bounce back, particularly for the economy and tourism. So yan, we're now embracing more opportunities Particularly Singapore, kasi lalo na, ano ito, no? They're more on the, Asian countries that are also conservative, pero nagkakaroon ng progress yung kanilang mga legislations. Ayan, so okay, next. Ayan, Texas Church apologizes for an unauthorized Hamilton play comparing being gay to drug addiction. I think this is something that, parang, um, something that's they meant to be good, kaya lang executed talaga na hindi masyadong tama. So, meron pa nga dito na as I go through the news article, wala pa pala tong permission. So, kasi parang it's a sensitive topic. Tapos syempre minsan pag nagkakaroon ng mga various adaptations, nagkakaroon sila ng mga sarili nilang personality. In this particular case, kaya yan yung no, yung sensitivity of, revising, updating certain lines. Tapos ginagawa nilang local, parang nilolocalize nila. Unfortunately, nagkakaroon tuloy ng mga misinterpretations o yung mga insertions of lines and dialogues that hindi siya nagiging maganda ang yung taste and lalo na yung delivery. So, Hamilton is a well-acclaimed theater play. Tapos, unfortunately, it has to go through this, it's not really big scandal, pero, syempre, no, if everybody would like, you've done all of these creative efforts, as maboboycott ka because of a certain line. And that's really, parang, it's really wrong. And it could have been avoided if only they went through the process of, seeking the permission, seeking the yung mga royalties as well. So it's a creative struggle, but at the same time, people who are lalo ni mga writers na to, and even the actors, they themselves should have been oriented, no, kung mayroong mga sensitivity cases, lalo na sa mga delivery of lines. So I guess this is something that they have to learn the hard way. Next. So Hong Kong court rejects gay marriage appeal. So ito yung the other side naman of what happened in Singapore. So dito kasi we all know what's happening now to Hong Kong. It's now being transitioned. Tapos marami din silang mga political struggles as of the moment. Kaya lang, yun nga, napupunta na naman sila dun sa mga conservatism dahil nga, it's a more political angle eh. So, but nevertheless, the whole community in the world is really looking at Hong Kong because it's really one of the, gateways and important destinations of trade, business, and even in tourism. So, yung mga gantong appeals or let's just say, yung what's happening na parang nag-step backward. Eventually, we just have to continually call the attention of the legislations and their leadership para later on they would be able to understand about what they're losing. Kasi parang we have seen the progress of other countries who are even more conservative, but they are now embracing inclusivity. Then eventually, it's really benefiting the country. And particularly, lalo na yung no, kasi parang everybody, even a global perspective, we tend to understand, we care for what's happening in their own countries, we send help even. So yung mga ganito, it's really unfortunate. But also, if ako naman we're looking at a better side kasi lalo na dito sa Philippines natin, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon ng positivity. Now, if that finally pushes through, 'di ba, yung kay Senator Robin Hood, we're going to gain a lot of advantage for the Philippines, 'di ba? Kasi definitely for Southeast Asia, tapos Philippines pa would allow yung mga same-sex civil union. So, I guess all of the countries should really appreciate and understand what does it mean when they are going to be more inclusive. Okay, next. Ayan, the school haircuts for LGBTQ youth sparks online debate. This is it's a kind of a complicated situation because first it is more of the school's mandate and policies. It also involves the families kasi definitely their families are aware of the sexual orientation of their children. Now, if they feel that they are not going to be able to express themselves freely, of course, these are young children. They may not have the capacity to decide at their own level. Pero I'm sure that parents can truly understand, di ba? parang if their children will be having some hard times, and of course you wanted their children to be safe. Now, if kasi I mean we all have choices. If the school has this particular policies, well, first and foremost, the school has probably have to embrace it. If it might take time, the parents could actually make an appeal for their children to be who they are. 'Di ba? Kasi kung ano naman, there will be clamor, or let's just say suggestions coming from the parents, 'di ba? I'm sure that the school will be able to have an open dialogue and probably prevent this kind of situation. I think it was a post, kasi this was a post coming from the hairdresser. Tapos yun nga, at least he tried to give justice, or he or she tried to give justice. And nakita niyo naman, hindi naman malungkot yung mga bata. They are all smiles. Kaya lang siguro parang it's another way of saying, oh, unfortunately, the situation doesn't favor kung ano man yung expression nyo as of this moment. Kaya lang, since because this is the policy, you have to comply, 'di ba? Yung ganung klaseng sistema, it's more of traditional. So, I guess if this could have been avoided kung nagkaroon ng magandang dialogue from parents to teachers to their children, 'di ba? And who knows, 'di ba? By next school year siguro itong mga ating mga younger youth will be able to express themselves more freely. Okay? Next. Ayan, Drag Race Philippines. Nako, salamat dito kasi alam mo napaka-trending nito. This is from the Wow Entertainment, 'di ba? Tapos it's now being shown even to the HBO Go, tapos mga cables. And the reason is we have our own version of Drag Race, 'di ba? And everybody's like talking about it every season. We have even our Filipinos, 'di ba, sa Manila, Luzon representing us in this very prestigious contest. She gained popularity. Tapos, now, we have our own version here in the Philippines. We're so lucky. Siyempre, nandiyan pa yung ating another advocate, sina Paulo Ballesteros, who is also known and acclaimed, no, in terms of his artistry, of his makeup transformation. Tapos, it's giving more avenue. I think yung mga gantong programs kasi, if we're going to have full support, commercial support, this would definitely give a lot of, mileage, a lot of opportunities as well. Lalo na doon sa mga iba pang mga, kasi sa traditional entertainment TVs natin, maraming mga gantong efforts before. Kaya lang hindi pa nagkaroon ng gantong kalakas na momentum. But definitely having a franchise, a local franchise for the Drag Race Philippines, yan yung magandang natin execution, and people are now talking about it. It's trending, and this is something that we could really be proud of kasi for the first time we have our own franchise, and we are seeing more Filipinos here in the Philippines participating, competing, even showcasing what we really have, diba? So okay, so eventually that ends our mga rainbow news. Pero sabi ko nga sa inyo, itong ating topic ngayon is definitely something that it will touch yung mga regionals natin, yung mga hello people from Zamboanga, from the Mindanao, to the Visayas, mga Iloilo. Kasi do remember nung Pride PH natin na segment, we're also going to the regions. Tapos on our previous episode last time, na doon tayo sa mga tourism. So it's another way of saying na when tourism is really opening more doors, it's going to create more investments, lalo na doon sa mga particular areas and regions. Lalo na yung mga from our community. We're going to be more, 'di ba, supported. So wala na tayong mga mga problema. So anyway, without further ado, we're going for a quick break. Tapos I'll introduce all of our speakers. Okay? See you in a while.
We'll be back shortly. This is Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio Manila.
It's a tough business out there. So many uncertainties, operational difficulties, deadlines. We provide the solutions and services that your company needs at the best price guaranteed with our global principles. And experienced partners, we bring solutions to your current and future business. Inolution, supporting your business as always. Video meetings are the future of collaboration. Meetings are like people. No two are ever the same. Logitech provides better meetings where everyone can be seen and heard, because great meetings just don't happen. Logitech, with our partner Inolution, ensures your video collaboration is at the next level. Inolution, supporting your business as always. To serve you sooner, email us at support@inolution.com.ph.
Are you having a hard time monitoring your workers' performance? Do you have times where you feel you need to help your employees? Voiso offers a real-time dashboard where you can monitor their calls in real time, like putting their calls in whisper mode, which lets you talk to your employee to give them assistance without their clients knowing it.
Hey Mark, tell him that the subject matter expert will take it from here.
Inolution, supporting your business as always.
Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artists and musicians, hosted by Lace Jimenez and Thunder God Bernard. So sit back and relax and enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio Manila. Now back to Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio Manila.
Okay, welcome back to the Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride, everybody. So to those who just tuned in, you are watching an episode of the third season of Pride and Proud Asia, a first-of-its-kind program that puts a spotlight on LGBT plus leadership and inspiring stories in business and beyond. So I'm your traveling smartpreneur, Joff Sol is here. Tapos syempre namimiss ko talaga si activista in Hills, no, si Angel. Again, she's there doing the event in San Beda. And then hello everybody to all of our friends. By the way, September 1 to 30, I'm inviting everybody to go to the HSMA, yung Hotel Sales and Marketing Association Hotel Sales. Yan, SOS doon sa mismo. Kasi meron tayong mga vouchers yan, no, tawag dito, no expiration. So punta lang kayo dun sa website na yan. So anyway, tatawagin ko na yung mga guests natin kasi napaka-exciting talaga, no? So uunahin ko yung pinakamalayo. So business owner and content creator based in Zamboanga City and a health and fitness enthusiast. Owner of Kitchen Joe's and Hy-Vee Coffee. Co-founder of the LGBT clothing apparel community. So creator and host of The Average Joe. Team Rediscovery, an online blog, vlog, social media platform. So hello. Hi, Jane Joe.
Hi, Jeff. Nice to meet you. Happy
Ayan.
Friday.
Ay, happy Pride. Ngayon, nagdadambwanga. So, kung dyan kayo sa Zamboanga, lilipat naman tayo sa Masilapit mo. Laguna naman. So, kasi for, at itong first, actually, they're couple partners. Sila Paul Sumayaw, Managing Director of Studio Hibang, and his partner, artist, academic, Jedi Directo, has opened the Philippines' first queer barbershop, Barbiero. It aims to provide superior grooming within a comfortable and safe space for all. So, hello. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
And
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Happy Pride. Happy Saturday.
Thanks for having me. Happy Pride talaga tayo. So, ngayon, lilipat naman tayo sa Bulacan. So, he's the Secretary General of the LGBT Filipinas, accredited partner of Miss Universe Philippines, and president of the Association of Tourism Officers of Bulacan. So we fondly call him Cap Renan Eusebio.
Happy Pride, everyone, from Bulacan.
Ayan, ang saya-saya naman ng mga ano natin, ha? O, kamusta naman kayo dyan? Umuulan ba? Ano ba? How's the weather from your end?
Gloomy.
Gloomy.
Makulimlim.
Yeah, medyo dito makulimlim din.
Makayumlim din. Oh, Jane, sa Zamboanga, kamusta ang weather?
Here it's also just as cloudy.
Okay. Kasi katatapos lang ng bagyo, no? So, sana, hindi naman no, at least yung mga venues natin, mga regions natin are okay. And never,
Yeah.
kasi, siyempre, kayo yung mga nasa malalayong lugar at ako din naman ay nasa Bulacan din. Pero Bukawi si Caprenan I'm here in Diginto. So, ngayon, let's go back. Kasi siyempre, tayo, no? Flashback muna tayo. So, how are you guys doing so far? Nung 2 years of pandemic, sino ba muna tong Jane, di ba? Before the pandemic, kasi I know you have a lot of business you open. That happened ba during the pandemic? Or before? Yung mga businesses mo, Jane? You opened those businesses before the pandemic, Jane? Ayan, bibigyan tayo ng angle. Magtutur yata siya sa kanyang coffee shop.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you created those businesses prior, before the pandemic or during the pandemic? Yung coffee shop mo.
Is it for me? I'm sorry. I lost the audio, so I wasn't able to pick up what you were saying.
So you founded your business before?
Yeah. I founded it pre-pandemic. So pre-pandemic, that was I'm in the business of food and beverage, business of restaurants for I think I would say around 8 years now.
And that's everything is in Zamboanga, Jane?
Yes. The business I have at the moment are based in Zamboanga. I used to have a coffee shop and a restaurant too, so I actually just moved back to Zamboanga a couple months ago.
Okay. But your businesses are still open in Manila, Jane?
No, not anymore. I shifted into doing it via e-commerce, and I only retained the LGBT clothing apparel business, which was formerly a cafe, safe space where I also sell LGBT merchandises. But now I just retained it through e-commerce, so I'm just selling clothing apparel, LGBT merchandises online, Shopee and Lazada.
Oh, that's good. And actually, if for everybody's info, no, Zamboanga you have a local version of your anti-discrimination bill as well, right, Jane?
Yeah, true. Actually, I attended a forum that was 2 months ago through Tony G. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with her. We had a talk, we had a forum, and it's just so heartwarming to know that our city has that kind of bill.
Yeah, because that's actually probably one of the considerations why you are moving back or you're establishing your businesses there in Zamboanga, because you have a very friendly, LGBT friendly community, and the legislations there are also very supportive, right, Jane? Okay.
Yeah, it's been going on for the longest time, even with the new administration already. But in terms of the community LGBT friendly, we'll talk about that more as you ask.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. But we're going to talk more of that later on. Let's go to Laguna, the Barbiero. So, actually, I'm pronouncing it right, diba, no, Paul? And
Yes.
Jedi, tama ba? Jedi o Jedi?
Jedi.
Ayun, Jedi, diba? Mga Star Wars talaga.
Yeah. That's the correct reference.
Oh.
So, it's Barbiero, not parang
Yes.
Barbie. No? Kasi iniisip nila baka Barbie yan. Hindi ba kayo nagkakaroon ng somebody mispronouncing it as Barbiro? Parang ganon.
Well, surprisingly, Joff, during the registration sa City Hall, no, months ago, actually hindi pa kami settled with how to pronounce it. Is it Barbiro or Barbiero or whatnot? Tapos parang when the lady from business permits sa City Hall sort of announced the name or parang called us out, parang Kasi diba they would need to distribute the permit. So parang tinawag niya kami, Barbiero. Tapos parang when we heard it, sabi namin, okay, it sounds okay. Parang we settled for that pronunciation. But way before actually the registration, hindi pa namin talaga sure kung paano siya i-pronounce. It's from the word Barbie, which is, you know, how the badings are coined, di ba yung sabi ko na Barbie, and then Barbero. So it's a combination of both.
Oo. Sounds konyo kasi, di ba? Parang syempre pag Spanish, di ba? Parang barbiero, ganyan. Konyo, di ba? So that sounds good. Pero kasi eventually, so yan, nakikita natin, no, everybody's info. You're exactly in your shop, dyan sa barbiero. And syempre, nag-opening ang classes, di ba? Kamusta?
Yes.
Tugtog?
Well,
That-
okay naman. For the most part, the traffic, tama ba? The traffic has been steady. We just opened, less than a month. Parang 2 months pa lang kami na open. We're happy that, the numbers, di naman siya nag-zero. And weekly naman, it's parang may trend na nag-grow siya. So,
It's a mostly student market talaga.
Student market. Tulad kasi yan, opening face-to-face uli ang mga classes. So, bongga kayo. So, ilang barbers nyo?
Right now, 3. And then 1 more na nagka-training who happens to be also, may pamangkin na nagka-cashier din. But I'm really hoping to find a lady barber. Like at least isang lady barber na kayang maggupit ng, mga feminine haircuts. Kasi may market din especially for the moms. And most of the, our lesbian customers, they also want, very specific haircut. So, yeah.
Pero going back, so Paul, Jedi, why settle there in Laguna?
It's kind of a long story. So after SM, I moved back to Bicol. I'm actually Bicolano talaga ako. I moved back to Bicol around Pia Wurzbach's panahon ni Pia, 2015, 16, mga ganon. And then I got invited to join Havaianas in South Luzon. So the South Luzon office of Havaianas is in Binyan. So I had to relocate from Bicol to Binyan. Tapos yung company namin sort of assigned me here and found accommodations for me. And then I met Jedi. So Jedi, tell your story.
Basically, when I met him kasi around 2018, we started dating. But nakatira pa ako sa actually taga-North ako. So taga-QC ako. It was really only during the pandemic na parang we kind of decided na parang we'd stay together. And 2 years after, we have the shop and studio here, the agency na.
And the agency is exactly there as well in Laguna.
Yes, it's inside. It's inside the barber shop. So the 50 square meter space of the shop is split into, parang may konting area for...
So parang 25 ba 50 yung division?
Exactly. Even the rent. The utilities, the rent, electricity.
Very brilliant. No? Siyempre, dapat you have to cut your costs as well.
Right.
Tapos, pero why Laguna? Aside from, tulad ikaw, Paul, ang dami mong pinagdaanan, nag-Bicol ka, ganyan. So, parang, hatak-hatak ka. Tapos, ikaw naman, Jedi, siyempre, from Quezon City, hindi kayo taga Laguna mismo, di ba?
No. We've been here for 5 years now.
Just because of the pandemic, so that's why you settled there?
Yes.
No, Paolo settled for work. Ako more dala ng pandemya. Kaya I think the reason why we chose to open it here, we felt that Manila was saturated, very competitive na. And during the pandemic, parang we really became wary of commuting, in and out of So inisip namin, if we're going to parang go back to work, mas maganda sana if, malapit lang talaga yung bahay namin dun sa place na nagkatrabahuhan namin. So parang that was really very, very important for us. So kaya we chose to open it here.
Yung bahay niyo dyan, walking distance? Or is it part of the extension?
It's a 10 to 15 minute drive. yung
Okay.
from where we live. So
So that's
super lahat.
exactly a commercial space.
Yeah.
Okay,
It is.
good. Ayan, ito, punta naman tayo. Thank you guys sa Barbiero. Ito naman tayo kay Caprenan.
Hi.
Ayan. Ito talaga, dahil banggit ko pa lang, di ba? Pero ng Miss Universe agad na banggit. Caprenan, tell us something more. Kasi talagang boom, di ba? Doon na si Caprenan. And he's very active online. Meron kaya yung Rainbow TV, may papakita ko yung video niya. So, Caprenan, why in Bulacan? Prior to this, kasi alam ko, you also were in Taguig before, di ba?
Yeah, right. I worked for ABS-CBN as a fashion stylist and production designer for almost 8 years, and then I transferred. I became the creative consultant for the city government of Taguig under the Cayetano administration. Syempre, alam naman natin na mahilig talaga tayong bumalik sa ating sinilangan. No? I really love Bulacan, specifically my barangay. So I served my barangay, may Taaleños, my constituent for 5 years as barangay captain, as punong barangay, bago ako maging punong babaylan ng Bulacan. So I'm the first ever LGBT barangay captain here, together with Kapitana Jane of Hagonoy. So, Kapitana Jane de la Cruz. So, and then I stayed here already because I hate traffic. I don't want the chaos in Manila. So, I love traveling, but not the traffic in EDSA, going back and forth from Bukawi to Taguig. Kasi ever since nasa college ako, umuwi talaga ako. Hindi ako nagdo-dormitorio at nagbo-boarding house. Talagang barrio girl ako. Barrio girl ako. Talagang I love biking at the farm with my shorts and eating simple lugaw, and that's my comfort food. And that's really, now I'm serving Bulacan dahil talagang ito yung mahal ko, yung mga Bulakenyo.
Parang ang ganda ng nung scenario na yun, no, Caprenan, yung nagba-biking ka sa mga farm. Ano ba yung usually, may kanta ba yan? May kanta ba yan pag meron kang soundtrack pag nagbabike ka?
Yeah. Yung tipong ini-imagine ko ako si Isabel. Isabel hindi na Bonnevie. Saka, narinig ko musical scoring ko ay Ibong Pipit.
May mga viewers natin, pero sana na, kilala pa naman si Dina Bonnevie ngayon. Pero kasi ang mga pinapanood nila ngayon, yung mga friends natin dyan sa Viva Max, saka na AQ Prime. So, mga followers. Diba? So, hello sa mga ating mga friends. Balik tayo. Anyway, no, yung Del Bulacan talaga to, dahil sabi nga, everybody's like, pag nasa Manila ka kasi, everybody's like, wanting to avoid traffic. Pag sa Manila, kapag may traffic, agawa mo, hihinto ka, pupunta ka sa mga isang bar, pagpapaubos ka ng oras.
Exactly.
Diba? Right. Pero, in province, iba yung yung kill time dito, parang ang haba-haba talaga ng oras, no? Hindi masyadong fast-paced.
Saka what I really love here in the province of Bulacan kasi, it's really now a fusion kasi the development now is coming here. Before kasi Laguna, we have there in Binyang, in Santa Rosa, but Bulacan is now booming. Bulacan is not just a gateway to the north. Hindi lang tayo joke na dinadaanan lang na makikiihi sa restroom sa mga gas station. Kasi before, makikiihi lang sa Shell, makikiihi lang sa Petron, di ba? Now, Bulacan has a lot to promise in terms of tourism, in terms of business and commerce and trade and industry. Nandito na yung development. In fact, in Bukawi, this is one of the tourism economic zone, the Ciudad de Victoria, where the Philippine Arena stands.
Oo, ang laki niyan. And actually, that's the biggest. Diba? Yung mga concert na mga talaga dyan na ginaganap. So, well, of course, we're very much excited sa Bulacan International Airport. Yung MRT natin, nandyan na rin, diba? Konting tumbling na lang, nandyan ka na sa Divisoria. But, okay. Siguro babalikan natin to, Caprenan, kasi we have so many, stories about that. Pero kasi dito curious ako Jane. You're in Zamboanga. Yung location mo ba, when people are talking about Zamboanga, the first thing that comes to our mind is the Vinta. Diba? So ano to? When, have you tried that? Parang give us an orientation of your location, Zamboanga.
Okay. Well, I was actually quite surprised when you say when you hear of the word Zamboanga City. A lot of people always sensitize it with the word terrorism. So that's what we're all about. Like the first time I was in the big city in Manila, and every time I tell people I'm from Zamboanga City, the automatic response is, "Oh my goodness." It's one of the most terroristic cities in the Philippines. So, but it's a good thing to hear that somehow it's changing and people are starting to know that it's definitely about the vinta, it's the seafood. But for the most part, yeah. Um, when you say vinta, it's just basically the weaving cloth that are displayed in the boulevard of our city. Also, Zamboanga City is really, really rich in the diversity of tribes and the different local tribes that are in here. So it's a combination of the Taosu group, the Bisaya group, the Chavacana group. So I think that is basically one of the most interesting thing about Zamboanga City is we speak a local Creole, which is also like a broken Spanish. So it's
Yeah,
Chavacano.
Kabakan.
So we speak that kind of dialect in the city. And, right now I just got back here. I actually kind of grew up here, but Zamboanga is showing a totally different version of what it was before. And I'm just like really excited for what is to come because I've lined up so many things along the way. And I'm thinking of living here for good already.
Do you know how to speak Chabacano, Jane?
Um, yeah, I think I do. I've been practicing. I'm not very fluent because at home we usually speak Chinese. It's either Chinese, Tagalog, or English. Chavacano, not so much because I went to a Chinese school, and in that community we speak Chinese. At home we speak English, Chinese, and Tagalog. So I'm not always out that much, and uh, haven't lived here for the most part of my life. So I'm not very fluent, but I am picking up. I'm always in my
You can
shop from
understand.
day in day out. So I am understanding. I'm trying to speak it as well. And in my vlog, I try to converse in Chavacano. People make
True,
fun of me a
true.
lot.
Because siguro one thing that we really have discovered when we are here, when we settle in our provinces, we have to somehow
Mhm.
blend in, diba? Tapos we
Correct.
we
Yeah, yeah.
their own kumbaga the regional, kasi sabi nga nila, it's not a dialect, no? For example, when I go to Pampanga, sabi natin Kapampangan, Joff, is not dialect, it's a language. So, yung mga hello to
Oh.
my friends sa Pampanga. Yeah, so yung the Kapampangan, tapos syempre yung mga culinary na yan. So, actually, that's one of the things. Pero, Jane, kasi you have exactly in your restaurant, right? The one that I'm seeing right now are your coffee, tama ba? At your back, is that the coffee selections menu?
Um. Actually, this is my newest venture. Yeah, it is. This is the bar area of the hotel that I am newly venturing right now. So I have actually just done a partnership with the local hotel in our city. So I'm taking over the hotel and the restaurant management. So I'm adding this to my lineup of businesses. But insofar as where my shop is, I'm not there right now. So Kitchen Joe's and Heidi Coffee is located outside the hotel. So this is a totally new
Um,
venture. I'm here right now because I'm actually finishing up some stuff.
I understand. What's the name of the hotel?
The hotel is
The name of the
Eubenko Global Egg Hotel. Yeah, Global Egg
Ayan.
Hotel,
O, sige.
Eubenko. Yeah.
Okay, okay yan. Pagpunta ng Zamboanga, ha, hanapin natin si Jane dyan. Alam niyo
No
na, mga
problem. I
restaurant.
will be right here at the reception area waiting for you guys.
Ayan, isa sa mga destinations. And actually, that's one of the things that we're really doing. No? Parang promoting the location and the tourism and the products as well. So, anyway, lipat ulit tayo sa mga barbero. So you have your mga barbers, no? Usually, what's the reaction? Kasi syempre, when you open up barbero, what's the reaction of the community of people of Laguna? Ano ba yung meron kang agad na flag? Meron ka ba yung flag dyan sa labas, yung rainbow flag?
Inside, madami kaming pride flags na maliliit. We have one dito sa office, sa loob. But we have actually a lot sa labas din. Bawat barber station, may pride flag kami. I think the reception, it was kind of welcoming din. Parang they were very welcoming with the idea. We presented it kasi in such a way na it's a safe space, it's a comfortable space for everyone. And it's homey, and it's, the interiors medyo elevated versus the ones na nakita namin dito locally na masyadong macho. So that's yung number one namin na entry point. Parang we wanted a place that's not too macho. And people would immediately feel na they're at home.
Oo.
So they're very welcoming.
Barbero, parang yung lahat may labaha.
Exactly. No? Right.
So, ang nyo doon, ano get up? Ano get up ng mga barbers nyo?
Actually, naman, Job, when we opened it, parang we kind of thought about how do we want to really communicate the queerness aspect of the barbershop. Initially, parang we thought na parang we really had to parang wear it, loud and proud, like with the pride flags, erotic art. But ang napansin namin was, especially when we did our social media ads, tapos we really started getting more followers on Instagram and TikTok. It was really just the idea that it's queer-owned and it's a safe space that kind of drawn, the queer, the queer customers, especially the younger ones, yung mga Gen Z. Parang mas kami na parang we really don't have to parang really communicate it as hard. The fact that, we just exist and we kind of like parang cater to, everyone. Nag-respond sila dun sa idea na yun. So we're happy about that. But we also plan na naman to parang really have more events or ganaps dito sa barbershop na medyo parang papunta sa queer. Yan, una na dyan yung, di ba, usually Wednesdays yung drag race. So parang we really want sana parang everyone to parang come and watch it here while they're getting a haircut, something like that. And eventually, sabi ka ni Paolo, the diversity of our barbers, parang maganda sana if we have a lady barber or
your barbers what are their sexual orientation?
So right now, it's kind of a challenge din, Joff, during the hiring process. Masalimuot din siya, no? Kasi maraming requirements yung mga barbero when it comes to arrangements, no? Accommodation, lodging, food, and everything. And I think alam mo yan, maraming service industry. What I found, nice though, is that they're open to the idea of being educated when it comes to SOGI related aspects, which is again pinnacle, di ba? As a queer-owned business, pinnacle natin yan. And parang we have to be able to educate them on certain policies and how to behave around people like us in the community. I'm really hoping to hire maybe in the future because we have plans naman to expand maybe 5 branches in the next 3 years. I'm really hoping to have more trans women barbers, lesbian barbers. We need them talaga dito sa space.
Kasi, di ba, usually Paul and Jedi, when they think of that, particularly mga gupitan at lalo kung queer-owned siya or LGBT-owned, sabihin nila, parlor, yan, punta ka doon sa parlor.
Exactly. So, we want to break that. That's what we want to break. No? For the longest time, Joff, hair is actually gendered. No? Lagi siyang gender. So, kung babae ka at gusto mo nang magpagupit ng, medyo feminine, it's the parlor. But if macho ka and you're cisgender, it's the barbershop. So parang saan yung space where trans people, queer people will feel comfortable. Walang parang
So, parang
space to
CR
be.
natin, no?
Exactly.
Gender neutral.
Right. So we want to be that. We want to break the stereotypes na hindi lahat ng barbershop has to be macho, brusco, black and white, dapper, gentleman. Parang we want to have that space na it's really time for the queer kids to have a space for themselves. And fortunately, mga customers namin na mga bata, the Gen Z type, more into yung mga non-binary, hindi mahilig sa stereotypes. They kind of resonate with the place and the environment as well. So,
Oo. Kasi lalo na ngayon mga Gen Z types, they call themselves fluid, di ba? Or they call themselves queer, di ba? So may maraming technicals kasi ngayon, no, mga they don't lilipat tayo, no, kaprenan. Kasi syempre yung mga nabanggit mo kasi sa Dina Bonnevie generation eh. Syempre, kailangan natin
Millennia.
Oo.
Gen X.
Oo. So, kasi like we said, so syempre ikaw, you've been here in Bulacan and you've really, ang ganda ng ng grassroots mo kasi nga you've been a public servant. Tapos you've been doing pa the LGBT Pilipinas or LGBT Bulacan talaga, you're a president for that. And I commend you kasi as a Bulacanyo as well. Parang katulad ko na parang during the pandemic, yan, katulad nangyayari sa kwento namin ni Paul, ni Jedi, ni Jane, na during the pandemic, we went back to our provinces kasi syempre we're concerned with the family, tapos naguguluhan na kami sa Manila. Pero ikaw talaga, you've talagang you've done the public service here. Tapos you are also doing the content in tourism. So all of these things, parang who inspired you? What made you think na syempre going back na parang nag-public servant ka?
My grandfather is a former municipal mayor of Bukawi. In fact, Mayor Emiliano Eusebio. So and even my grandfather sa mother's side ko was also a punong barangay, a barangay captain here. So we already have this lineage of public servants and politicians in the family. Of course, the Eusebio clan in Pasig. Unfortunately, the Sotos, invaded Pasig, but they're doing well anyway. So that's why I decided to stay here. So to help the tourism, I believe because tourism is an economic enterprise, and under tourism are a lot of LGBT sectors, members, our entire communities under the umbrella of tourism. In fact, in Bulacan, we launched this database and profiling just to share to you guys. We already have, as per our database of 2021, we already have 25,000 LGBT Bulacanos. 25,000 Bulacanos with signatures, with contact numbers, with addresses, and most of them are actives. In fact, I'm trying to inspire them, and I'm telling them to register every local chapters. We have 24,000 cities in the province of Bulacan, and LGBT Bulacan now is a SEC-registered federation, and even our local chapters from different cities and municipalities we're encouraging them to register in SEC. It's very to professionalize everything. Para we can get funds from the government, from the Gender and Development Fund. We can be funded by different government entities and agencies and departments. Recently, for the past 2 years of the pandemic, we launched a lot of projects. One of the most sunken businesses are from the LGBT community. Salons were closed, barbershops, events were gone. So they develop anxiety, they develop depression. That's why I launched one segment on my blog, on my Facebook page. That's Bukaweshi. That's a something like a show that I launched here in the municipality of Bukawi. So giving incentives and prizes and even panimulang pondo to start small businesses online.
Mhm.
And then I launched also Hello Caravan here in Bulacan. I toured around Bulacan with the LGBT sectors, with my different leaders and officers and members of every towns and cities in the province, um, having a dialogue with them, talking about everything under the sun, especially about anxiety and depression, about bouncing back,
Mhm.
how to bounce back their own business and commerce, what they need after pandemic. So and also launched Kusina ni Barbie. Kusina ni Barbie. I launched it April of 2020. We had a lockdown on March 17, 2020. I launched Kusina ni Barbie April 2020. It's a mobile kitchen going around Bukawe, the municipality, and even different parts of the province. Uh, this is just the short-term plan of the LGBT Bulakeños. And praise God, we're closing now the pandemic. Hopefully, all of us will be survivors in the history of mankind. Sooner or later, LGBT will rise again, and we will be back on the right track in terms of business and commerce, in terms of our pageants, our events. All event
Mm-mm.
coordinators now are really have this high energy on doing their businesses. Salons are here in
Oh, yeah.
Bukawi and especially in the entire province of Bulacan are really booming. So
Mm-mm.
punong-puno ng mga tao ngayon ng mga salons. People are so eager now, to bring back the good old days when we were still,
Yeah.
normal and without this COVID.
Oo.
So, and for this coming September, we'll be having this LGBT summit. LGBT summit. This is entitled CBOL. It's synergy in economic growth in LGBT ecosystem. Um, we are inviting different people from different sectors such as business and commerce, and popular LGBT personalities here in
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Parang
Parang,
sobra
parang,
amazing kapre na. But Jane, on your end, so thank you for that info. Kasi actually marami talaga mga binibigay dyan sa Bulacan. Yung itong si Kapernan, kasi like you said, has a lot of extensive network, particularly experience as well. So, give us a feedback, no, Jane. Kasi tulad yan, you open your business, particularly during the pandemic, nag-expand ka pa dahil nandiyan ka pa sa hotel. So, you really see yourself growing in that particular province.
Yeah, actually, I came to surprise myself in the process as well. All along, I've always thought that Manila has always been the way to go in terms of progressing your career. That's why
Mhm.
after college or after living here, after that time in college, I decided to go to Manila because I wanted a more broader aspect in terms of my career and the success that I want to achieve for myself. But then 2 years ago, actually, in a few days, it's going to be the second death anniversary of my father. So I moved back
Mm.
here the moment he passed. And I decided to work along with my siblings to really handle and manage our businesses, including the restaurants and the coffee shops, because we also have a factory. It's our family business. So we actually manufacture and make our own coffee. The restaurant and the coffee shop, it's just the business I built to kind of create that a showroom for our coffee business. So going back during the pandemic, we were completely out. We were just thriving. It carved out so much of our personal savings, personal expenses, And we were just trying to keep ourselves afloat while all the other businesses around the city have been already closed. They had to shut down for good. But we kept trying. There had been so many discussions with my family to just let go of the business, except that at that moment, we still have that hairline of faith that maybe, we can still keep ourselves afloat and just wait out the storm. Um, I believe it was I would say 6 months ago. The the economy was slowly opening for the entire community, for the entire city, and as soon as the election.
Okay. So anyway, let's proceed naman kay Barbie. No, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga nag-shuffle yung ating mga screen.
Ayan, nakabalik.
Ano. So anyway, Jane, you were saying. Jane? Okay. Sige, let's go back muna tayo kina Barbiero. So, when it's tulad nga the challenges, tapos syempre you're trying to defy all of the stereotypes of a barber shop. Now, and you wanted to expand it within 3 years, no? So, meron anong signature ba ng barbiero? Parang if ever that somebody, like me, enters the barbiero, what makes it so different compared to other barbershop or, even the salon?
I think that's a really good question, Joff. A lot of our customers would, especially the moms, no, and it's nice that we get to attract the decision makers sa households. What the moms like about us is the fact na napaka-homey nung vibe, and that it's very kid friendly, and it's family friendly. Parang from the dad to the anak to the babies, pwede magpa-haircut sa amin. And that's what they like about the place. Maliban sa it's spacious, but in terms of the services, it's pretty much the same naman with the other barbershops. Ang pinagkaiba na lang is that hindi toxic masculinity yung dating, di ba? Like, it's not macho, it's not brusco. It's kind of like a barkada getting a haircut. So, yeah.
Yeah. Kasi we met, kasi na Jedi, tsaka si, Paul, we've met in the Pride PH in Quezon City. Telling everybody na, yeah, I started as well. It's kultura ko nga. I was even telling Kaprenan, when I started with the kultura, at yung ginagamit ko siya as kultura, and then I started with a barber just simply for the reason na, syempre, sa Bulacan ako, tapos sanay ako sa Manila, yung mga barbers, wala akong nakita masyadong at may, di ba, sophisticated. So, nagtayo ako ng sarili ko. Tapos, ganun lang yun. Parang, sige, let's come up with that. And then, true enough that we have attracted, kumbaga yung mga families and relatives natin. And yet, we expanded in Malolos as well for the Kultura. And now, it's a Kultura salon simply because of the spa. Kaya kasi Kaprenan, magkikita kami niyan sa Lunes. Habang nag-meeting kami for the mga tourism projects. So, all of these things kasi, sabi ko nga, this episode is really personal as well because we can really relate to, syempre, nasa tourism din ako. Tapos, I've been going around and telling everybody na parang, okay, your location is good. Tapos, we accredit the destinations and the establishments. Pero, di ba, syempre, when everybody's like, oh, okay, na-confine ka ng pandemic, so hindi na ako nakaalis. Diba? So parang hindi pa rin ako makampante. And being part of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, syempre tulad nung I can relate to Jane, na you have to really like put all stake out there. Diba? Hindi ka kasi pwedeng when every business nakikita mo, unfortunately, they're folding up. I have my friends as well who suffered businesses. Pero kasi syempre, on our case, parang sige, ituloy mo lang. Kasi, diba, parang you show yourself that you're doing some kumbaga you're courageous enough, and sabi ko nga nagkapra na nun, is we are opening opportunities as well. Kasi parang this is the best time na magbigay ka ng employment, tapos you also provide kasi yung katulad na banggit ni na Jedi tsaka ni Paul, all of my staffs are also straight, pero at the same time, I do the soji. So talagang we really come up with the orientation and kung ang image ni ano ni na Barbiero very kumbaga parang straight, 'di ba? On my case naman, I really flaunt it out there. Kasi parang on my case, I really wanted to advocate safe space in Bulacan. Because parang sa loob-loob ko is like, kasi parang you could always have naman your own, 'di ba? Parang sabi nga sa CR, they could always have their own CR. Pero we welcome naman. I welcome actually everybody, whether Papa Straight or ano. Kasi nagkakaroon ka lang talaga ng ano eh, no, nung parang forte. May forte kasi, 'di ba? Parang pag lalo sa akin all male therapist ako so lahat yan hard massage. Kaya nga nakausap ko last time no, kaprenan si Masahe King, si Mr. Mark Alvi, yung may 300,000 subscribers sa YouTube. Kasi lahat ng mga spa pinupuntahan niya. So, actually, there's a really misconception that you wanted to create and correct as well, no, kaprenan. Kasi tulad nun, that's why I asked you earlier, Paul Jedi. Kasi syempre, parang merong misconception na parang if an establishment is identified as a queer space or LGBT space, parang merong ano, may pagkatabu na part, 'di ba? I don't know where that's coming from. Hindi naman naman nag-angat ba ano tayo, no? Pero kasi parang we just wanted to have a claim, we wanted to claim a space, we wanted to to see the feedback as well of our leaders, no? To how are you going to push for support? It's very fortunate that James is he is in actually in Zamboanga, and you have an anti-discrimination bill, one of the first provinces who really pushed for that. Sa Laguna, we're still waiting for that, diba?
Right,
Sa
right.
state, I don't know if that's something that some of our networks could really push through. Ito, Kaprena, diba? You're in
Yeah,
Bocaue, si,
I just want
si
to share this to you,
Paul.
Joe, regarding this anti-discrimination bill. Some of our municipalities and city here in the province ay nagpasa na ang sangguniang sangguniang pambayan nila at sangguniang panlunsod. Their city government and the municipal government, some of the local chapters ay nakapasa na ng anti-discrimination bill. But
Yeah.
specifically for the province, we had already our first committee hearing for the anti-discrimination bill.
That's for
And I'm not
Bocaue,
kidding,
Kaprena, or Bulacan?
for Bulacan, for
Okay.
Bulacan. So for Bulacan, we will be we will be invited very very soon by Vice Governor Alex Castro for the second committee hearing of the anti-discrimination bill of Bulacan.
Yan. Oo, kasi recently, no, even the mayor Giginto dito sa amin, kina Congressman Boy Cruz and of course Mayor Agay, one of the priorities as well is the anti-discrimination bill. And while doing the campaigns, I was really talking to them that I was really pushing for that. No, I mean this is one of the important roles that representation, you really step out and then take leadership. Yan yung mga bagay na talagang we wanted to influence our network. Kasi tulad no, kanina sa Rainbow News, no, if you were listening as well, no, guys, 'di ba, ito tulad ng mga yan yung sa Hong Kong, unfortunately, nag-move backward na naman sila. Pero sa Singapore naman, they're embracing na, 'di ba? So nagde-decriminalize na sila. Tapos ngayon, kami nga parang a couple of days ago, I was with the Philippine Travel Mart, and hello to the president there, si Miss Pe. Tapos we were really opening, and I was discussing on behalf of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, the inclusive or the LGBT tourism, because that's a billion-dollar talagang business. And we wanted to, imagine mo, no, Kaprenan, sa Southeast Asia, Philippines will be the first one to, kumbaga, push for the same-sex or civil union. And just imagine, not even Thailand was able to get that. So if this will be pushed, just imagine more of the other countries will be now going to the Philippines. It's no longer just, I mean, I have nothing against, we have friends from the Thailand. Siyempre, we always go there for the Songkran. Pero
Yeah.
kung ang legislation kasi kulang at wala talagang 'di ba, they don't recognize that. Now it's about time you go to the Philippines kasi nga it's more fun in the Philippines, 'di ba? So hello to our secretary uh, dahil dahil sa mga Department of Tourism kasi talagang pinupush na yung inclusivity. So here, thank you to Vice Governor Alex Castro. Sorry guys ha, kasi kami ang tawag ko diyan sa kanila, Team Pogi. Lieutenant Governor Daniel. And kasi they're very much also kumbaga leading, supportive of the LGBT. So yan. So anyway, Kaprenan, well, I'm very much excited to know more about that. So hopefully we see more updates coming from the LGBT Bulacan as well. Tapos of course, kasi it will open doors talaga eh. It will open doors to a lot of, parang sabi nga natin, I was pushing it also in my talk in the Philippine Travel Mart. Kung ayaw nyo sa amin, sabihin nyo na lang. Kasi meron naman kami pupuntahang iba na mas open kami, di ba? So imagine mo, Kaprenan, di ba, with all of your efforts, kung hirap na hirap ka, ba't mo ipipilit, di ba? But it seems that, the Bukawe has been very supportive, particularly in Bulacan. Yung mga sinabi mo nga, napakaganda ng mga projects mo, yung caravan ni Barbie, di ba? And you were, yeah.
And mind you guys, in Bukawi is a very, very conservative town. My mayor is a Christian mayor, the son of Brother Eddie Villanueva and the brother of Senator Joel Villanueva. Yeah. So they have a controversial stand in terms of our SOG. Mm-hmm. In terms of our SOG, Senator Joel and Brother Eddie Villanueva of the JIL Church, of the Christian Church. But it only shows me as their leader, we're really working hand in hand for the LGBT community here. So, kaya ito isa tong pagpapatunay na there's a separation of the church and the state here in Bukawi and even in Bulacan. Though very conservative kami. In fact, karamihan ng mga leaders natin dito sa Bukawi at ang lahat ng papatakbo sa Bulacan Tourism ay mga kasamahan natin sa sektor ng LGBT.
Oo, so, diba? Dr. Eliseo.
Dr. Eliseo de la Cruz, Dr. Richard Clemente of Bulacan State University. We have so many people from the members of the academe. So, and even Senator Joel supported us.
He expressed already the bill of Robin Hood.
And here in Bukawi, I also have this local LGBT Bukawi Summit. Mm-hmm. So, suportado kami ni Brother Eddie. Suportado rin kami ni Senator Joel at ng kanyang kapatid, the Villanuevas of the JIL Christian Church. Just to make it clear. Kaya, siguro doon din nakikita natin na dapat magtulong-tulong ang sektor natin for the massive information. Kasi kinakailangan talaga ng social awareness at we need to educate the people. Knowledge transfer talaga kinakailangan. We have to take advantage of the social media to disseminate the proper information. Ano ba talagang hinihingi natin? Hindi naman natin hinihingi ang kasal sa simbahan. Hindi naman natin hinihingi ang magsaya tayo at magbelo at tayo ay lumakad sa aisle at humarap sa altar ng simbahan ng kung saan tayo umaanib, kung sa Romano Katoliko man, Roman Catholic Church man, o hindi naman natin iniisip na nasa Manila Cathedral tayo o nasa San Antonio de Padua tayo ng Forbes Park. It's not that. It's not that. Ang atin kasi yung domestic partnership ang ipinaglalaban natin, di ba? Lalo na to dito sa mga barbero na to. If they're really eyeing for the forever, di ba, why not? Di ba? Karapatan nila yan. Karapatan nila yan. So, kailangan magtulong-tulong tayo. Lahat ng mga LGBT influencers, lahat ng mga LGBT powerful personalities, kinakailangan talaga ang mahusay knowledge transfer, massive information. Ang dami pa kasi ngayon na binabalot sila ng konserbatibong kaisipan na lumalabas at sumasalamin na tayong mga Pilipino, hindi ko naman nilalahat, ay may pananaw pa rin na konserbatibo na napapunta na sa, sorry for the word, konserbatibo na may papunta na yata sa walang kaalaman. So yun eh. I really can't imagine the world without the LGBT family, without our community. Sa loob din naman ng simbahan, ang karamihan dyan ang napapatakbo. Sino ang pianista? Bakla. Sino ang member ng choir na nagsosoprano? Bakla. Sino ang nagagayak ng bulaklak? Bakla. Sino ang nasa prosesyon? Sino mga nasa prosesyon? Bakla. Sino ang nagagayak pag mga pista? Bakla. Sino ang nasa harapan ng banda ng musiko? Bakla. So, Please. Ang arte, dadating yung panahon, kaya nga lang madaliin natin. Sana in our lifetime, makapasa lahat ito at maramdaman natin.
At maganda, Kaprenana, you mentioned to me days ago that one of your visions for the LGBT Bulucan is that you're going to come up with a home for the aged, right?
Yes. I'm really requesting our beloved Governor Daniel Fernando. Mahal na mahal ni Governor Daniel Fernando ang mga LGBT Bulakeños. At hindi lang mga LGBT Bulakeños dahil galing siya sa sining ng pelikula. So, alam niyo naman, ang Scorpio Nights, no? Napakaraming na bakla sa Scorpio Nights. Di ba? At talaga namang ang aktor dito ay ang aming mahal na gobernador. So, hindi naman ito na kinahihiya sapagkat ito naman ay isang likhang sining at napakahusay ang director nito. Kaya mahal na mahal niya ang mga kabaklaan, ang buong LGBT Bulakeños. Kaya nga, sa aking pakikipagdialogo sa kanya, humihingi ako ng isang parcel ng land sa Doña Remedios Trinidad Valley, dito sa DRT natin, para tayuan natin ang home for the elderly, sapagkat yun naman talagang very alarming. We are very popular during our heydays, di ba? Kumikita tayo, pero talaga ang sakit yata ng LGBT, ang hirap mag-ipon. Di ba? Bili dito, bili dyan, pundar dito, pundar dyan. Di ba? At the end of the day, tayo ang kawawa. Kaya nga ang nilalabanan ko dito, yung home for the elderly. Kaya nagpapagawa ko ng isang feasibility study para makita natin yung madaling magtayo Ang pinag-uusapan dito ay sustainability. How to maintain. Sino magpopondo? Paano pag wala na tayong bigas? Paano pag wala na tayong medisina? Di ba? Magpapapasok ba tayo ng mga hardinero doon, na mga borta? Sino ba ang mga kusinero natin dito? Mga borta ba ang mga kusinero? So lahat ito pinag-aaralan kasi iba ang karakter ng LGBT, iba ang pangangailangan natin. Mahirap tayong isama sa mga straight at mga normal. Di ba? Mahirap tayo ang boredom natin. You know, napakahiksi ng PC ng pagtsatsaga natin, yung patience natin, at madali tayong maboard. Di ba? Pag bilog ba ang buwan, merong pageant sa loob ng ang home for the elderly. Di ba may sagalahan ba? Pag buwan ng Mayo, sa loob ng home for the elderly. So ito yung mga lahat na dapat pag-aralan at i-consider. Kasi baka meron nga tayo home for the elderly. Ang LGBT naman, labas ng labas. Di ba, over the bakod naman ang over the bakod. Umuuwi pag madaling araw, rumarampa. Well, those are, seriously, ang long term talaga natin ay talagang makita natin makatulong tayo dahil hindi naman iisa dalawang kwento ang mga LGBT Filipinos like, Frederick Peralta. Frederick Peralta. During his heyday, nakita niyo naman si Frederick. Isa yun sa mga example ng isang popular na personality natin sa LGBT. Tayo natatakot din tayo sa pagtanda natin. No? Lahat tayo may fear. Kahit mahal tayo ng pamilya natin, kahit pinag-aral natin ang mga pamangkin natin, di ba? Kahit naging 50 ng jowa natin na pinag-aral natin sila sa academia at sa kolehiyo, sa dulot-dulo nito, tayo pa rin na magkakasama.
Yes. Actually, that's why that's one of the intentions as well of, ito actually ng Kaprenan, yung mga associations natin, the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce as well. Kumbaga, we're trying to reach out to the networks. Not just, we're no longer confined in the cities, but that's why we reach out to all of the regions as well. And it's very fortunate that we are also getting the support coming from the international embassies. Alam mo yung nakakalungkot, no? Kasi di ba, Joel Jedi, during the Pride PH, yung mga ambassadors, they're all like on stage and telling everybody, go to our country because in our country, we will embrace you or provide you all of the ganyan. Tapos sabi, we allow the same-sex marriage, you have provided with the laws, blah, blah, blah. So parang, wala na natira ba? Parang gusto niyo ba puro straight dito sa Pilipinas? Nag-migrate lahat sa iba? Di ba parang ni Kaprenan, sino ba nag-aayos ng mga beautification, mga
You know what's very nice na narinig ko sa'yo, Joff, is the LGBT tourism.
Yeah.
No, it's an LGBT. It's an idea na binigay mo sa akin. Kasi we have this ecotourism, we have faith tourism, we have cosmetic tourism and health tourism. So, cultural tourism. Why not have LGBT tourism? Why not
Yes.
have the LGBT tourism here in the Philippines? Why don't we start here in Bulacan, Joff, to have an
Yes.
LGBT tourism?
Definitely. Kaya nga, ano eh,
Especially pag naitayo ng airport, ang
oo.
pambansang ang pangdaigdigang paliparan dito sa international airport natin sa Bulacan.
Oo.
So, hotels, so many business establishments will be sprouting everywhere. Hotels, all restaurants and so pwede natin gamitin ito to have this LGBT tourism.
True. Tsaka sabi, ako naman kasi I coming from the tourism sector. So that's why we've been doing a lot of events as well. Kaya nga sabi ko this is closest to my heart, especially when I chair the regional relations and the tourism of the chamber. And kasi katulad dyan sa Pampanga, sa Clark, yan ang kauna-unahan na nagkaroon ng gender-neutral CR, yung Clark International Airport. And then, actually, during the campaigns, we have seen yung important role ng community, diba, sa pagdadala. I mean, we're not talking about politics here, we're talking about reality. So, lahat po ng mga ginagawa natin, maganda yung mga layunin, and I'm very much excited kasi the tourism will pave the way for all of the businesses. Yan, katulad ng mga ginawa ni Jane. Kasi kung alam mo, ang Zamboanga kasi maganda na may laws na nga dyan, may legislation. So that's why he is doing a lot of businesses. Ayan, may hotel na agad si Jane. So pagpunta natin sa Zamboanga.
May question lang ako kay Jane.
Yes.
Hi,
sure.
Jane.
Hi.
Do you have employees? Most of your employees are LGBT?
Yeah, actually, very interesting question. Since I moved back here to Zamboanga City, one of the reasons why I actually left, because I wanted to come outside my city. So in the past, I wasn't out. I was this girl with the long hair. I was still in the closet, and I realized that I didn't feel like this is a place where I could come out because it didn't feel safe. Zamboanga then was a very close city and home to a lot of the most conservative tribes in the city. So I also grew up in a very conservative Christian family. I was the praise and worship leader, for crying out loud. So I realized that I wouldn't want to do it here. I wouldn't want to transition here. So that's one of the reasons why I actually stayed and lived in Manila. Now, the moment I was so much more comfortable about myself, the moment I was ready to actually tell people and announce to people my sexuality, and actually really come out, I went back here. When I got here, people weren't, I wouldn't say accepting. The only thing that matters to me was that if my family was okay with it, I'm totally fine. I'm going home. And they actually came to that conclusion that we're happy. We don't care what you are, who you are. You're going to be family no matter what. So insofar as coming back to the city, I went back to my shop. I went back to my business. And the bill was already around. So first day, I would go, I would show up to work every day. I wouldn't say that people were accepting, but I would use the word tolerating. It still has that feeling of awkwardness, meeting people from day in and out. And I would always go back to saying that a lot of people here need to be educated about SOGI, need to be, and the bill, I still feel needs to be challenged a little bit because there are still a lot of LGBT being discriminated. One of the situations I receive most of the time is I would have a lot of staff because I am doing my personal vlogs already, so I'm always all around social media. People are beginning to know me here as me, the average Joe, the butch. So I would have staffs or employees applying, the LGBT employees applying, telling me their stories about how they're being discriminated, that there aren't hired at this certain establishment because they're gay, so they're more cut out to work in the salon. Some
So you allow, you also hire members of the LGBT?
Definitely. I am open to hiring anybody, even if you're still a willing 60-year-old who feels like I can still work. Okay, come to Kitchen Joe's. I will hire you and I will teach you how to make coffee. I'll teach you how to cook. you are still welcome if you are willing to learn and be part of my shop, be part of my team. But there are still a lot of horrible stories I see and I experience myself in Zamboanga City. And I wish the local government is still listening and watching this, because I know that the bill still needs to be challenged. I still don't see LGBT complaint desk in different police stations. So
It's
I
really more
wish,
of
I
the
wish.
implementation, right? No,
Correct. So it's
it's really more
basically
of the
about
implementation and
it's
execution.
about the implementation, but the Mujeres Club are working twice as much to get this bill implemented. So it's just a bill. It's only just going to be a bill if it's not followed through with actions and not implemented all throughout. So I think that is one of the things that are still challenging for the most of us. And right now, one of the things that I do for my platform, for my blog, and my content is that I still want to use that channel to talk to people about soju, to talk to people about
Yeah,
the LGBT
that's
community,
good.
and I use that as the platform. I use my shop as a space where everybody is welcome here. So I've also just set up the third person restroom. People, yes, the gender neutral restroom. People weren't. They felt that it was very, very unusual. I learned this from Angel. Actually, I used to hang out a lot at Kapua,
The
and I learned
Papua.
how to recreate that as well in my shop, in my humble shop. And I wanted to do the same thing here in this hotel. So it's a big leap, it's a big step. It's
True.
also quite a big challenge, but I'm down
Sorry for
to
this.
take the risk.
Yeah, to interrupt you.
Yes.
But anyway, let's just continue. I mean, we have a long discussion and definitely very interesting. But this is the
Yeah.
best time for us to now invite everybody. Tell them exactly what your if you have a website, your social media sites, and your blogs as well, particularly for your business, so that we can follow Jane Joe and
Yes.
support the business. And if you go to Zamboanga, always remember that there's Jane Joe. Okay, tell
Yes.
us
So
about your business.
okay, so basically, I call myself the average Joe. My first name is Jane, and my last name is Jane. So people here actually call me Joe. It's the perfect way to I will really describe me because it's very neutral. Joe just means an average person. Joe also means coffee, and I do sell coffee. I make coffee, and I love food, and I love to travel around. So what I do for the average Joe is I talk to people, educate them about food, travel, lifestyle, and the LGBT community. So I talked to them about that, and I talked to their different personalities. I also talked to different leaders, current events, and all this sort of stuff. I show people what I do, what I love to eat, what I cook.
Yeah.
I also have a restaurant and a coffee shop. It's called Kitchen
What's the name?
Joe's and Kitchen Joe's and Heidi Coffee. That's the coffee shop. And right now I am running into a new venture. So I'm in this hotel right now. I am setting up my bar lounge here. So I'm calling it the Cup of Joe and Uncle Cesar restaurant. Uncle Cesar is my father who just passed 2 years ago. Yeah, so basically, I have a lot of things lined up here in Zamboanga City. I also just found a new relationship. So one of the reasons why I'm really staying in Zamboanga City. So
Yun ba
I
na? Yun. Yun mo pala ang rason.
it was just here.
Yun pala yun.
Hindi yun. Hindi seafoods, hindi yung
Hindi pala
hindi
vegan
ang mga
Yun
hindi ang
lang talaga.
hindi ang ancestors or whatever.
Maganda lang yung press release ko, pero it's really about that.
We have
okay.
Joe, we have a strong leader from Zamboanga. Is it from Pagadian? Do you know Ray Pauline Simafranca?
Oh no, I haven't met this person.
Okay,
I would
anyway.
love to meet.
I will
I
just
would love to
message
meet
you.
the person.
Yeah, because like we said,
The strong leader from the LGBT community.
Yeah, I would love to talk to this person and actually have this person feature on my vlog or just talk to them
Sure,
and have an interview.
Yeah, sure.
After
Thanks,
this,
Jay.
after airing.
Yeah,
Let's
and again, everybody, for more information, again, follow Jane Joe, particularly for the vlogs. And then let's go to Laguna. Ito, may talaga couple talaga sila. So, yeah. So, tell us more about it. Promote na your business, Barbier.
Okay, so we're currently located in Binyan. So sobrang lapit namin sa Southwoods exit. So if you're taking SLEX, we're right next to the Southwoods exit. You can get to know more about our brand, our barbershop through www.barbiero.com. And also, you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook, same Barbiero. And also, Studio Hebang, our LGBTQ plus creatives and marketing agency right here inside. So it's also online at www.studiohebang.com.
Ayan, ang galing. Saka no, akala ko nga magde-demo kayo dyan ng magugupit ngayon eh. No?
Busy sila, Sabado eh. So,
at saka pasukan. So again, just invite everybody because I know that there's a lot of, you have promos. Meron ba kayong mga opening classes promo that you wanted to announce?
Well, right now, Joff, may promo kami sa mga lahat ng pinanganak na Virgo. So, may free shampoo sa lahat ng mga Virgo na pupunta dito. Free shampoo and blow dry. As long as you present your ID. Dapat August 22 to September 22 ka pinanganak and valid lang siya for those periods.
Yan. Mga Virgo dyan, punta na kayo kay Barbero. Kahit mga nasa nasa Bataan, punta kayo ng Barbero.
Pinanganak na Virgo, not virgin.
Yes.
Kailangan mas marami, Kap. Kaya kailangan. But anyway, konti pag pumunta na po mga virgin. But anyway, so Kap, tell us and about the Filipinas, the pageants coming up for the tourism here in the Bulacan.
Well, in behalf of the entire LGBT Bulacanos and the people of the province of Bulacan, as the president of the Association of Tourism Officers of the entire province, visit Bulacan. We are not just gateway to the north. Hindi lang po kami restroom at comfort room along North Luzon Expressway. Alam po namin na mas madami kayong pumupunta ng Pampanga, Bataan, Subic, at Clark. But please try to visit. Go to the left and the right of the province of Bulacan. Pagpasok nyo ng Bukawe Toll Barrier, nandiyan ang Ciudad de Victoria. Pagkanan nyo, nandiyan ang DRT. We have 169 waterfalls in Doña Remedios, Trinidad. We have the cradle of the Philippine Republic, the Biak na Bato, the Kakarong de Sile, and the Baraswain Church. Explore Bulacan, our culinary arts, our pastillas, our sinuso, our bukawe liempo, our pansit alangan, our chicharon.
Nako, ang sarap niya. Nako, marami talaga dyan.
And of course, Shurubek. Giginto. So, visit Bulacan. Marami pong events ang nakalagay po sa Singkaban Festival. We have the Hari at Reyna ng Singkaban 2022. The Grand Coronation Night will be on September 10. Our LGBT Summit for Bulacan at the Bulacan KB Gym on September 11. And then the Parada ng Karoza on September 8, the official opening of the Singkaban Festival. Kasama po dito. Yes?
Ayan, paparada ka. Kasama ka sa flow.
Of course, sasama ka din. All of us. tayo, Jock. So, marami po dito. Visit, no? Barbiero and Joe, feel free to visit Bulacan. You are very much welcome here. You are very much welcome here. Tapos punta tayo ng Zamboanga. Masarap ang seafood sa Zamboanga.
I would love to welcome you here and have you try my unlimited crabs, shrimp, seafood parquet.
Kaprena, no, ako na magpo-promote ng yung vlog mo, yung Rainbow TV, para mag-collab kayo at mag-collab tayo din soon sa YouTube. So again, guys, nako, maraming salamat, Jane, Paul, Jedi, Kaprenan as well. So we have so much to talk about with this particular topic and episode. So again, you remember, guys, the Pride begins not just in June, but all year round. So we challenge all companies to commit to celebrating Pride every day from January to December. We hope you can join us in our advocacy of #PrideEveryday. So if you want to be featured, promote your business, we are giving you a platform to shine and be an inspiration for everyone. Our Pride and Pride feature. So we always hear stories of successful entrepreneurs, business leaders, those who broke the glass ceiling. But have you heard from us, from the LGBT+? This is your platform. We need to listen to you and we learn from you. So we will definitely feature more inspiring LGBT stories. Contact us in Radio Manila FB page for the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce social media accounts. So before we say goodbye, so kailangan alam nyo naman, pandemic pa rin, mabuti na lang talaga at kahit pandemic, nakapag-usap pa rin tayo and we still get the chance to collaborate and work even at home. So I guess we can all agree that video collaboration is more than the trend. It has become an important part of every business operation, whether you are doing online meeting one-on-one or meeting your entire team and customers. Everyone's voices and ideas needs to be heard and seen. So with Logitech's video collaboration solution, you know you're getting the very best for your business. So please reach them at support@inolution.com.ph for all your business needs. And then, for many of us, will agree that body pain and inflamed muscle will always be part of a living. It's like you're working to do something to make your body hurts, diba? So with ever cryo compression therapy system, you will experience the easy and non-messy system to treat your physical alignment. So again, there we have it. This is the beginning of the third season of the Pride and Proud Asia. Facebook and YouTube, V81 Radio Manila, www.v81radio.com, Amazon on Demand, download the V81 app. You may contact us through email address prideandproudasia@gmail.com. So this radio show is presented by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce in partnership with V81 Radio Manila. So thank you. And again, on September 30 until October 2, please visit po yung SMX MOA Convention Center. Meron po tayong travel fair dyan, yung Philippine Travel Mart Expo. So yung mga, so again, tourism yan, mga ano natin, mga sales, mga airlines, lahat dyan. Punta po kayo dyan on September 30 until October 2. Again, yung HSMA naman po natin, meron din po tayong hotel sales. So again, yung vouchers, no expiration. Starting September 1 po yan hanggang the end of the September 30. So ayan, tourism is really going back. We're going to be revived and more beautifully. Tapos, I personally is advocating the LGBT tourism. So again, guys, if you're also in Malolos, so promotin ako yung Kultura Salon Malolos, and we're you for water naman natin, Kultura Hub. Again, thank you everybody. Happy Pride. Tapos stay safe. See you again next Saturday for 6 until 7:30 p.m. Okay? Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride, everybody. Thank you, guys. Stay safe.
God bless everyone.
Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, visibility, representation, and empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Saturdays, 6 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio Manila. Happy Pride! Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station in South Manila. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.